So I don't know, but when you look at Mighty, you look at the way Mighty is dressed, you can easily say that Mighty is waving at the camera. You can easily say that no, this guy is very responsible.
Hey.
Okay. No, but that's the truth.
I'm responsible.
Because of the dressing.
Because of the dressing. You look at his haircut,
Yeah.
his beard, everything, his shirt.
This is the haircut your parents say you should be. Look at it.
You know that people like Mighty, they used to do example when they
He's
be
a
like,
good boy.
be like Mighty. Look at Mighty's hair. So most times we look at people by their dressing and we tend to judge them and we say that, okay, this person is well behaved, this person is well mannered and all that based on the person's dressing.
Yeah.
If the person is dressing the way we term, the traditional way, especially we Africans term that someone is dressing appropriately, we say that this person is a responsible young man.
Yeah.
Now we look at another person, the guy has an earring at one of the ears, has dread, probably has tattoo, and you're like, this guy is irresponsible. He was not well trained by his parents, because if he was well trained, he's a cultist. In fact, if police hold you and person will carry low cut, they'll be like, now this boy, now this one we carry them, now go be the Yahoo boy. But when we look at it, is that the complete truth that we can use dressing to there's a word to say that this person is like this or not? Is he a right measure of judgment for someone's personality or behavior based on dressing? Who should I start with?
I feel Dixon has a lot more to say. I will just start.
No, you should have a lot to say, because you started with bragging about yourself.
I'll defend the human race first, and then I'll go back to Dixon. The truth is, we as humans, we collect information two major ways: our eyes and ears. Yeah, so human beings are very receptive to visuals and appearances and beauty. The Holy Book says that man looks at the outward appearance. So as humans, we are more drawn to things that are aesthetically pleasing. So if we see a manner of dressing, that appeals to us, probably our connotations or concept of how decent or appropriate dressing should be, we are more drawn to it, than to other, just depending on our culture, how we are raised, so on and so forth. So it's a human thing to be drawn to certain kinds of persons who dress in a certain way.
Okay, not a culture thing, just a human
thing. A culture also plays a role in that.
Because there are places that you go to, this thing that you term as a human thing, that's the way they dress.
Yeah.
No, but I think the human thing cannot be removed from it, because even in those places you are talking about, there's a way you dress. They will know. It will raise an idea of who you are. Just like a CEO of an organization, just like a president, there's a way who Putin cannot come before the press dressed in a particular way. That's who is Putin again?
That's
Putin,
the
president of Russia.
Oh, I'm not sure he was one I wanted to call.
He's America.
Joe Biden, Joe Biden cannot come before the press dressed in a particular way. You have to know human mind. Yeah. As long as if you see, you don't blame people that judge.
Yeah. Human beings are basically judgmental.
First, we want to have an idea before we hear you out. So at times we may not be patient enough to hear you out, but seeing you first creates an impression. Yeah. So when we see you, we have an idea already in our mind before we begin to hear you out. So most times when you talk, you are defending your first impression because your dressing already creates an impression. Yeah. So what your words, your speech is like trying to defend, I'm really this. That's one case scenario. Or saying, don't mind this dressing, I am more than this. Or saying, don't mind this dressing, I'm not this. But you can't as one, because even as for security reasons, you can see someone dressed. You can see someone wearing a mask. wearing black, and you don't suspect that this person might be a robber. You're waiting for the person to come and tell you, I'm a robber.
Wow. I'm so shocked. You don't look like it.
You don't look like it. I didn't know before.
Black.
Yeah.
You seeing the person, you already have an idea of, I think there's an armed robbery going on somewhere. Nobody needs to tell you. So you don't blame people for assuming things about people because of the way they dress. But, it's not about how extreme it can be. When you look at Africa, where we are, a lot of things, the way we've been raised, and there's nothing bad about it. Everywhere have a culture. It may not be stated as a culture, but everywhere has a culture, and it's about the people's way of life, the way they see things, the way they judge things. So, there's a way you dress, it connotes something. There's a way you dress, people begin to look at you, I think this is this. Of course, how do you know a madman? It starts from the dressing, before the person talks. How many people do madmen talk to? But by the time you see the appearance. So appearance is very key for human race. So we cannot separate dressing from people's identity. Someone said you should dress the way you want to be addressed. Yeah. Because before someone talks to you, the person sees your dressing. Yeah. There's a way you walk into a bank, or you're trying to go into an organization, security man will bounce you. Well, there's a way you dress, the security man will be opening the gate, or will be, welcome sir, welcome sir. It can, and it's not wrong. There's a way you dress, you're a threat to the security. And although he feels that, no, I need to protect these people that are better dressed or more appropriately dressed. So we have to understand that people judging people based on their dressing is not completely bad. It's just about to the extent they go about it.
Okay, just about to the extent that they go about it. We'll go on a very short break, and when we are back, we are going to go to the other part of this conversation because there's another side to this conversation, and we are going to go straight into that. Do not go nowhere. It's the conversations we need to have. Yes, so welcome back. And of course, this episode and podcast is proudly sponsored by Avigo Health Pharmacy. And we are here talking about dressing. So before we went on that break, something has been ringing on my mind. And that's how we easily profile people based on how they dress. For example, you look at Mighty and you are just thinking that, no, this guy is innocent. Let me just say, okay, Mighty is like this.
Anytime you say I'm innocent, there's a way he looks.
No, because that's how we profile people. Yes, maybe now Mighty is like this, and probably are carrying dread, and something happens, and you're like, it's this guy that's carrying dread. He's the one that stole the money. But it's possible that this guy is, I'm not saying you are the thief. But
just say it.
So sometimes we profile people wrongly based on their appearance. And we have seen this happen over time, every now and then. Yes, you get the part of people should dress the way they want to be addressed. People should dress in a way that, when people see them, they accord them the honor that is due to them. But what happens when we profile people easily and we judge them based on the way they dress? And at the end of the day, those people are far, far better than people that are dressing in the traditional sense of being appropriately dressed. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. So we easily profile people. And for me, I think that's an issue that we have in Africa, and that's an issue we have in the society when we get to profile people based on the way they dress.
Okay, based on what you said about being appropriately dressed, you don't blame anyone for profiling you wrong if you are inappropriately dressed.
But what is that's the issue, because to you now you said inappropriately dressed. Now what's inappropriately dressed?
Maybe
to
appropriate
another to another person. So why are you profiling the person?
I'm not talking about decent or indecent. When you say decent or indecent, you are now using your moral standard or your standard to judge the other person. But when you talk of appropriate, it means if you're going for a ball party, there's an appropriate dressing for it. If you are going for to an office, there's an
There's a way
appropriate
to
dress.
dress.
Yes, they are appropriate universally for occasions. That's when you talk of appropriate and inappropriate dressing. At times you can be bounced from an event because you didn't come appropriately dressed, and there is a dressing code for that. So that's what I'm saying. You can have a notion of someone that is inappropriate. Just like you cannot say there is a level of unease you feel if someone dressed in a manner comes around you. But where it becomes a problem is if you generally jump. People's dressing is meant to give you an idea of what to expect, but not to make you have a conclusion.
Form an opinion around it.
Yes, have a conclusion on them. Because you need to have a security. Your eyes are meant to help you secure yourself. You can't see something that you think is a threat for you and ignore it. You cannot see something that you feel is a threat for you. You see it and you feel this might be a threat. You are ready for anything until maybe you hear the person talk and you ease off. That, like I said before, you cannot blame people for having a mindset about someone because of his dressing. It's what they are saying, but it's about what informs that your mindset. Is it based on your culture? Is it based because some persons, just because of maybe their environment, this is what they call being dressed like? No. What is the universal standard? How far, how long, how wide is your mind to know, okay, this is the right way to dress, this is not the right way to, or is it based on your personal? Because whenever I see decent and indecent dressing, it's something based on personal moral. It's nothing based on general universal standards.
Okay.
I would really want to talk about the how do you put it, the judgmental aspect, profiling someone based on their dressing. And for us in this context, especially in the Nigerian context, it has become a huge problem, where you see a case of law enforcement versus young person every single day.
Yeah.
Every single day happens. You see law enforcement basically bullying young people who are on maybe dreads or have one tattoo or have one nose ring, earring, both male and female alike. And it was part of this bullying that contributed to the EndSARS movement.
Yeah.
if
Exactly,
you can
yeah.
remember, that mutated to end police brutality.
Yeah.
So it's profiling. It's a major problem in this part of the world, and many a times they don't know that the way young people dress, especially these days, number one is to express themselves creatively. Also, they need it for their branding.
Exactly.
Branding, they call it personal branding as well. And many a times when you even see their dressing, the dressing does not even correlate with what they do. I've seen guys on dreads. And if you ask them what they do, they'll tell you that they're into tech.
Yeah.
Many of them are working
True.
in data,
True.
in data as well. But God forbid they meet a policeman on the road, with your dreads,
They'll
and
easily
you're
think that
holding
Yahoo
a
boy.
laptop.
Yes, now Yahoo boy
Oh
they
my
press.
God, you're finished.
Yeah.
You're finished. So profiling it's a huge problem, and I think it's one of the culture shifts and mind shifts we need to start making in this part of the world. That although someone dresses this way, keep those preconceived notions aside and hear what the person has to say.
Yeah.
Get to know the person for who the person is.
Yeah.
Aside from us here, over there in the Western world, people also dress as a way of identifying with certain things, and just put those things aside. Listen to what they have to say. Know them as human beings for who they are. And you'll be surprised you get to meet an amazing
Yeah.
person. Yeah. not just based on their dreadlocks or their
Yeah.
tattoo,
Yeah.
or their this one is wearing nose ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, from the devil.
Yeah, so Dixon talked about
no.
that you shouldn't blame people for the way they judge people based on the way. I think you should. If we don't blame you, I don't know who we should blame.
No, what I said, no. What I said is that people are right to have an impression of someone based on their dressing, but I said you don't form a conclusion on the person based on the dressing. You should have that. Once I see this, I should take off. I should know, okay, this is good or this is bad based on what I'm seeing. Yeah. But it shouldn't mean I should start calling this person a thief.
I think to better help put it, I think people should be open-minded.
Yeah.
When they see people.
Yeah, just be open-minded.
Be open-minded. We live in a world that is fast changing. And the truth is that we cannot be glued to the past, whether we like it or not.
Yeah.
It's possible that you give birth to your child tomorrow and the boy is like, I want to be carrying dread. I want to have one earring on my ear. He's a boy.
Yeah.
Makes
me look cool.
It makes me look cool. And you're not like African man. It is not possible. Not in this house. And you start creating issues where there are no issues. Because for me, sometimes this is the case of majoring in the minor.
Yeah.
For me, the content of a man's character is not in the way he looks. It's in the deposit of his personality, the way he behaves. Yeah. And most times we just get to judge people based on the way we see them. And this is how we miss it. This is how people miss people that will help them. This is how people miss, destiny helpers. This is how people miss spouses. You are supposed to get married. You have already formed an opinion. Okay, maybe you look at this girl, you are like, this girl, see how she take cover body, now white material. She go shock you. Cook, she no go cook.
Sorry.
Clean, she no go clean. Help you for ministry, you no go help you for business. She will practically do nothing and she will have gutter behavior. And she's dressed like angel.
Yeah.
She's covering all the whole place. I'm not saying people should cover her. Please don't get me wrong. Yeah. But I'm trying to say that you don't form the opinion that because this person is like this, this is the way the person is. I think we should go a step further. Go a step further and give people a chance. Most times you don't give people a chance.
Of course. Of course, we should give people a chance. But the balance is, let me say you order for something. You order for something. You saw the stuff online and ordered. You've not seen the package, but you have an idea of what that package is going to look like. I mean, the exterior is going to look like. You are not sure of what is inside actually before you receive the package, but you have an idea of what it is based on the size of what you're seeing and how it is wrapped. What I'm saying is this: content cannot be disassociated from the container. People judging people is wrong based on your standard. Is wrong. But you cannot disassociate someone from the way he is looking. You cannot do that because that is the first impression you create. At times people don't get to hear you. But people can say, if you're asked, draw a criminal, can you draw one?
You just draw any image.
If you are asked, no, but when you are asked, if you are writing an exam, you are said, draw. There must be a painting. There are a lot of things the attributes you put in. If you ask draw a drug addict, there are attributes you put in. If you ask draw a banker, the attributes you put in. That is the truth. So human beings, as we walk on the road, there's someone you say, it's like this guy is a banker. Because when we talk about opinion, we talk about as if it's only the negative opinions that people form. It's not. When you go around and you see things, it's not everything you get the opportunity to query. But automatically, based on your level of exposure, where the problem is people getting it wrong. Forming opinions on people wrongly. Or, I see you look like this, but that does not mean you are this. I should give you an opportunity of fair hearing. I'm looking for a criminal and you're dressed like a criminal. I should accost you, and try to find out who are you. And once you're able to show that you're not a criminal, I should move on. Any criminal that does not dress like a criminal has gone one step ahead. It doesn't mean that you should have an opinion on something. If you say, I'm looking for, someone comes to you and say, I'm looking for someone that did this. If you must get to the point of getting to find the person, you must have an opinion. How will this person look like? You must have an image before you can achieve that. So is a wide topic or talk, because everybody is permitted to have an opinion based on what they see. People won't go blind because of you. Just like ladies that dress, you can dress half naked, people won't go blind because of you. But people can have an opinion. It doesn't matter what you carry on the inside. Some person will not have enough time to hear what is coming out from the inside. So what they see on the outside is enough. Is enough. So it's a very vast topic, and there must be a balance.
Talking about opinions and inappropriate dressing, very quickly, when I was in secondary school, I think in SS2, we had open day. I don't know if you guys remember open day, where your parents would come to. One of my friends, the mom, came for open day, and what she wore was not appropriate for where children are. I mean, this woman is tall, she's fair, so already dressing decently, she already stands out. But she went a step further to wear what I don't know, that revealed what we young boys were not supposed to see. And so imagine, of course, as young boys, we cannot begin to meet her and start inquiring. As you said, we formed our opinions already. So imagine the kind of insults this my guy got. The boy now in my class now, the mother. Imagine the kind of insults and taunting this guy got throughout at them just because of that one act of inappropriate dressing that we did not have the opportunity to query, as he said. So or that's on the flip side. It's also important that you dress for the occasion. Dress for the occasion as well.
Dress for thank you so much. Dress for the occasion. Dress in accordance to will I say to what you do and to the message you carry. If you read the message you carry, because some people, because they are footballers, it's part of their branding. If you notice that most of them, when they are not playing, they'll put on earrings. Some of them have dreads and all that. And
rappers, you can't say you're a rapper without your eyes.
Exactly.
You can't report for training wearing suits.
Yes.
And the same to come to match, but they can't wear suits.
Exactly. So know what you are doing and know what is appropriate for what you are doing. For example, a soldier, you can't be carrying dread. You understand? That doesn't mean it's bad for someone to carry dread, but based on the message, based on what you are doing, is not in accordance to what we are doing. So we should be very, very careful about that. And I love the fact that we kind of balance this conversation, from the point of people should learn to dress well in an appropriate manner. Okay, you are going to church. I see people, you are going to church for crying out loud, and you are I don't know whether you want to tempt the pastor or whether you want to tempt the choir members. In fact, there was one that wore. Yes, she wore throughout that service. Kingsley was in that service. We couldn't look well. It was that bad. Yes, we couldn't look well because if you look what you are going to see, you are going to lose focus. Okay, and concentration.
When heaven is the goal.
So you know where you are going to. If you are going to a party, if you are going to a party, yes, you can dress free. If you are going to church, please cover your body for crying out loud. Don't say, because sometimes people say self-love. This is who I am. If the way you dress is going to give a notion that will affect someone else, it's in the Bible.
It's basically just respecting. Sometimes it's respecting other people's culture.
Exactly.
There's a way you get to in some certain territories and countries.
Yes.
Basically because of their religion, like some Muslim countries, you can't
dress like that. Anyhow. Exactly.
They will mess you up right there.
Exactly. Yeah. So please, people, I don't know. I'm now. It's now an appeal. Please, when you see people, don't give them a chance. That's the word. Don't profile them. Give them a chance. Allow them to express themselves and get to know them for who they are, and beyond how they are looking. how they are looking. I think it's been an interesting conversation. Anything you want to add before we call it a wrap? There's nothing you want to add.
Again, as I said, just be open. Just be open to people. Enjoy people for who they are, regardless of how they dress. Just get to know them first, and then you'll be surprised that your preconceived notion of them was wrong. That's it.
And please let me advise you as a Nigerian. You are a young person. These people, they easily profile people based on the way they dress. So please dress well. I wouldn't tell you that this is the way to dress well, but dress well so that in case something happens, you will not be the first person that they will point at. And before you say Jack, it's a forgotten story. And they talk about it for 1 week or 2 weeks on social media and it's gone. You are gone is that you are gone. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. I'm trying to talk about those of us that are in this environment. It's really important that we try as much as possible to, dress appropriately, decently, and in order. Thank you so much thank you, Mighty.
Thank you.
For being a part of the conversation we need to have.
I'm grateful.
And thank you for coming. You dressed well. Dressed up properly.
See my button.
Even wears it to cease. Thank you, Ned, of course, for being a part of the show. Please drop in the comment section your thoughts on this, on dressing and all that. And we would like you to continue to share